Hey, how's it going, guys? It's me, Pfhorbear. So as many of you may know, this is not my only YouTube channel I've ever had. I reacted to a lot of the Destiny news and broke down its very first Vidoc from 2013. This video went up, I want to say the same week that the Vidoc released. And we are going to react to it together. Let's go ahead and get started on this. I am so nervous. All right. So right off the fucking bat, look at this terrible intro. Look at this Windows Movie Maker ass intro. Voop, voop. And I can kind of hear some music. Maybe you guys can pick that up too if I'm quiet enough. I'm looking at my desktop audio feed, and it does not seem like it is picking it up whatsoever. It's like one of the very first music tracks that ever got released. This is already a joy.
Hey guys, it's Mix here, and today we are going to be discussing Bungie's latest Vidoc out here in the wild.
So right off the bat, I can tell that I'm trying to drop my voice. At the time, probably about as low as I could. I was 19, but I also smoke. Unfortunately, I smoke cigarettes, so my voice has gotten lower over the last 7 years. I'm 26 now, or almost, 25. Yeah, yeah, I'll be 26 in December, so this is almost. I would have been 18 going on 19 when I made this.
Now, the Vidoc does a really good job of answering the question, what can players do in the world of Destiny? Well, Bungie tells us that they're going to be giving us campaign.
Oh, this is going to be awful, but you can tell the difference in my voice. Way less practiced. I this was extremely rehearsed and extremely edited, and you'll hear that more. But again, this video was made in Windows Movie Maker, and you can tell because of how horribly pixelated everything is. It goes up to 720p, and that's what we're watching it in. 720p, 30 frames per second. It's super artifacted because Windows has a terrible, or Windows Movie Maker has a terrible encoder built into it. And this was a YouTube video that I downloaded. However, I did that back then. So each one of these lines that are about to come up, I had to make a brand new card for each of them, like a brand new effect, a brand new text file for each of them.
Missions,
so they change slightly.
Strikes, raids, and even competitive multiplayer that we get to see for the first time in the video here. What does competitive multiplayer mean in the world of Destiny?
So you're going to see a lot of this footage recycled a lot. I had decided, I believe all that's in here is gameplay. I don't think I took any of the snippets of the developers actually talking. So there was only a total of maybe 2.5, 3 minutes of gameplay total, maybe. And so I reused it a lot.
Well, if you watch this clip again, you can see that in the lower right-hand corner, it says Rumble. It gives you 2 character score counters and even a time limit.
I was trying so hard not to stretch out the video, but to be as precise about everything that I saw as possible. This is so funny. I think I make a guess on what Rumble is here.
So I'm thinking that maybe Rumble might be Destiny's own version of Team Deathmatch or Slayer like in Halo.
So I was basically right. Rumble is free-for-all, which is what Slayer is. It's not a team mode, but it is a free-for-all mode. The interesting thing here is you can hear me bumping my mic because it was a Rock Band microphone. Jeez! It was a Rock Band microphone, and I just had it in my hand. I think I had watched a video where someone took a hanger, like for your clothes, a clothes hanger, and bent it and contorted it into a mic stand, and that's what I eventually used. But I'm like 90% sure I'm just holding the microphone as still as I can and not doing a great job of it.
Now, what are strikes? Strikes appear to be based on the video editing of
zero pop filter. You just hear that appear to be, like that hard P.
The Vidoc and what Lars Bakken is saying over the clips, it seems to be that strikes might be similar in that of cooperative missions.
That was terrible. Watch this cut.
It seems to be that
right
strikes
here.
might be similar
Boom.
in that of
That's Sage. That's Sage Merrill. I don't know if he's still a bunch. I don't think he is, but he was one of the, I believe, one of the sandbox leads on Destiny and on Halo Reach. And so, I mean, there are little snippets here and there.
cooperative missions or even firefight like in ODST and Halo Reach.
Cooperative missions. I was 100% correct on that.
I'm so excited to see how strikes play out, and I can't wait to get more information.
So I wanted to, so that list that I made at the beginning, the campaign missions, strikes, raids, competitive multiplayer, I wanted to kind of touch on each one of those points individually, which is good, would have been fine, but I had no idea what I was doing. I I had a script, but it was very bare bones. Oh God, I'm pretty sure that I had written like 2 sentences for each one of these sections and then just riffed and heavily edited that audio down.
Destiny is built from the ground up to be a completely social experience. Now, whether you deal...
I can hear my voice breaking at the end of sentences, which for me specifically, I don't know about anyone else, but that is a telltale sign for when someone is trying to drop their voice. And it's so funny because I'm trying to speak as low as I possibly can in this because I want to sound
with social...
not necessarily older, but I had this mindset that the deeper my voice sounded, the more poignant my point would appear to be, the better I thought I could get my point across by just talking in as low of a register as possible. And it's funny because my speaking voice now is at least as deep as I'm trying to talk here. And I might even pull up a snippet of another video that I did watch, which is a Joseph Staten interview, the one that has the almost 1,000 views. And I am trying real hard to talk like that the whole time. And it's so embarrassing. And it's funny too, because I can get my voice so much lower now than any of this. It's borderline embarrassing.
In your Destiny experience is 100% up to you.
I mean, it is
If
embarrassing.
you want to sit down, play it by yourself, you're more than able to. But Bungie does show
That mic
us
moving
how
around.
social the game can be. You can see players flying into a public space on either sparrows, perched up on a ledge using a Galahorn, or a sniper.
The way you pronounce that weapon's name is very contentious. Just to get it out of the way so that anyone that watches my channel knows how I say it. I said Galahorn, which is basically what I say now, but there was a trailer once and I really liked the way that the VO said it in the trailer, which is Gallarhorn. I understand people say Yallarhorn or Galahorn or Gallarhorn. I do pronounce the entire thing, which I know is wrong.
Rifle, and even just running straight into the combat, getting a real close quarters on the ground, boots in the dirt type of feeling.
I wanted to say boots on the ground right there and accidentally said real on the ground, boots in the dirt instead. Dumb.
Now, something new
What a dumb 18-year-old boy.
shown off in the Vidoc and more in depth than previously, like in the E3 demo, are supers. Now, supers are special abilities.
What was the E3 demo? I don't remember what the E3 demo is. But I'm wrong about some of the super stuff here.
Based on the Traveler's arcane supers. Now, supers are special abilities based on the Traveler's.
Based on the Travelers is what I was trying to say, but I think I said something after the word based, or I stumbled at the end of the word based, and decided that cutting it off there to edit the audio that way, so it felt more fluid into based on the Traveler's arcane energies or whatever. It was a bad decision.
Arcane energies. Of course.
Arcane energies is like what I'm doing. I'm like, arcane energies. Gross.
Warlocks are more apt in something like this, so expect to see the more drawn out super.
So Warlocks are more adept at stuff like this. So I thought, I mean, this was before we knew anything about Destiny, but I thought that Warlocks would be the class that so heavily focuses on the space magic side of stuff. And like in the lore, that's true, but you know, in order to make a game balanced, there are certain requirements and certain things you have to take into effect that, I mean, most of the classes in Destiny, because of course Bungie comes from Halo, which is all about an extremely balanced sandbox is a lot of the classes sometimes can feel similar. There are, of course, nuances like the Titan shoulder charge abilities, the Hunter's knives, and then the Warlock's. Their melee and grenades tend to feel more like actual magic than militarized munitions, like the Titans kind of does.
And the Warlocks, but things like the Titan's Fists of Havoc, which are
Fist of Havoc would eventually become Fists of Havoc,
like a Hulk smash, if you will. Or the Hunter's Golden Gun ability.
Golden Gun ability. Like, I'm trying so hard to talk as low as possible, and it's awful, man. It's terrible.
Which adds explosive rounds to its already...
I remember that line so well. Explosive rounds. Because editing it, I thought, maybe this sounds weird. Maybe I should redo it. Decided not to.
The Hunter's
Golden Gun ability. It's explosive rounds.
Or the Hunter's Golden Gun ability, which adds explosive rounds to its deadly hand cannon.
I think I did add the word rounds. I think that was re-recorded and put in here.
Destiny will introduce a new system of loot that we have not seen in a Bungie game yet. You will unlock abilities, weapons, and even armor by completing things like raids, campaign missions, or even strikes.
Come on, man. Austin, what were you doing, bud? This is really bad. This is so bad. So many people watched this and told me it was so good, and they all fucking lied to me.
Possibly even competitive multiplayer. In the world of Destiny, location is key. Bungie has said...
As you can tell, I've moved on to a new point in the destinations, and that fucking microphone keeps shaking, man.
They are going to give us at least 7 worlds, including places like Earth, our moon, Mars, and Venus. I cannot wait to see what other places are announced and how great these will look.
Instead of announced? Again, like, the editing here is so sloppy. In this gameplay, like, we've already seen all of this already.
Another great feature about Destiny is custom. Excellent command of the English language. What can your human, exo, or even awoken?
Or even. I say or even and even so many times in this. The audio is edited extremely heavily, obviously, but I say a lot, especially when I'm not reading a script, which is why I tend to write a lot of scripts, and you probably caught that at the beginning of this video. Man, I had to have said in this video probably 100 times.
Play like and feel like in the world of Destiny. Here we get to see an example of all 3 classes in different outfits.
All 3 classes. Now, this is more of an English lesson than anything else, but having just brought up Exo, Humans, Awoken, and then switching over to all 3 of the classes, it makes it sound like those 3, the races, are the classes. I should have been more specific.
The Warlock, the Hunter, and the Titan.
And there it is. I'm an idiot.
Throughout Destiny, you will be able to unlock weapons and upgrade.
I wish I would have done something there in the editing to point out which was which. If you just look at it from right to left to right, oh my gosh, left to right, which is backwards, I guess, on here. It's Warlock, Hunter, Titan, which is what I say.
Throughout Destiny, you will be able to unlock weapons and upgrade them as you play. Things like talent trees really diversify the experience and how you will play Destiny. Here we get a shot at the experience.
Look at this old talent tree. Like this would eventually end up being the perk system that was used in D1, but man, it never ended up looking like this.
And how you will play Destiny. Here we get a shot of...
See, this was misleading. This looked like you'd be able to customize your weapons like this. I think this was a bad idea because this really goes to show that Bungie reused weapon models a lot, which is fine. I have no problem with that. There's a good amount of variety. Plus, you could, not in D1, but in D2, you can shade your weapons. So that, lends itself to even more variety. But, yuck. Like... I spend so much time in this video just trying to come up with facts to to infer things from the footage that I shouldn't have done. I should have. And if you listen to this whole video, I know it's only 5 minutes and we're only 3 minutes in now. I basically just regurgitate the exact same things that are said in the Vidoc, which everyone did at this time, but
the same weapon being skinned and scoped multiple different ways. Here we get
see, that just proved my point. Was I thought that was the same gun, not knowing that it was an auto rifle. Maybe could have inferred that as well, but I thought that was one rifle, that was like an auto rifle, and that is my auto rifle, and these are all of my different skins and attachments for it. That's not how it works.
See a hand cannon, a pulse rifle,
which I'm okay with. I like the way Destiny's weapon system is.
A shotgun, Gallahorn, a sniper.
Gallahorn. Like, I'm trying so hard.
Rifle and other great-looking rifles. Here is a hunter holding the weapon known as Red Death. While we're on the subject of weapons, we should talk about how Destiny has left behind the traditional sense of a 2-weapon slot game.
The mic pops are so frustrating, and I didn't care whatsoever when I made this video. I was just happy to have made it.
And become a 3-weapon slot game. The primary weapon is your go-to gun, your assault rifle, your pulse.
I have a speech impediment in this video, I feel like. I used to have a way stronger Southern accent than I do now. I live in Texas, South Texas at that. And the accent around here, for my generation of people, like the millennial generation, has pretty well dulled out. My dad has an accent. I had one, but I've worked very hard as a theater person and whatever to try to agnosticize, which is probably not a word, but to mellow out my accent. Why am I making up words in this video? I'm gonna do this again in 5 years, 7 years, and make fun of myself here too. Man, I feel like I have a speech impediment in this video.
The primary weapon is your go-to gun, your assault rifle.
It's like I'm not enunciating. I'm mumbling, and it feels like I have a speech impediment.
Your pulse rifle, something like that. Your secondary is your special slot for things like
special slot.
Shotguns for close quarters combat. The third slot is your heavy slot for things like the Gallahorn, an exotic rocket launcher, or even the Thunderlord, shown here, an exotic light machine gun that is belt-fed and ready for
It's actually a heavy machine gun.
some serious action. Now, Bungie has been asking themselves, are we confident that Destiny will be a good game and be able to compete with other star franchises such as the likes of Lord of the Rings, or Star Wars, or even Halo?
I'm so tired of hearing it. I was obviously trying to complete a thought every time I said this, or maybe emphasize a point. But again, the order that I set this in, Lord of the Rings, or Star Wars, or even Halo, as I try to say it, like, Halo is the smallest of those three. What?
And I believe that the answer is yes.
Okay, here's the deal. I would say that Destiny's fan base comes close to rivaling that of Star Wars. I will say that I do enjoy Destiny a lot, and that it is a bigger game than Halo is currently. That is a fact. Like daily player population is still in the millions. It is on 4 platforms right now, if you include Google Stadia. It's going to be on next gen consoles. It just has a wider reach. But Star Wars and Lord of the Rings, it's iffy on that.
Bungie is confident that Destiny will at least be able to sit on that same shelf,
which I think it does. I think that rings true
with those other franchises. I'm excited to see how well Destiny does, and I cannot wait.
Not great the first year, bud.
Wait to play it in 2014.
My voice cracked there, and I didn't fix that. That's hilarious. And in 2014, God, that was so long ago. Ugh.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like,
I can't wait to hear this
video,
outro.
please like it, subscribe. I hope to be making more soon. I cannot wait to see you around.
That's the end of it? Wow. Man, how crazy is that? What description did I give this? Mix talks about Destiny and what was revealed in the latest Bungie Vidoc out here in the wild. Link to the Vidoc itself. Follow me on Twitter at Mix's Updates. That's not live anymore. Add me on Facebook. Yikes. Subscribe to this channel for gaming news and updates. And my other channel for videos, movies, and voice acting. What is this channel? Yikes. That is old. Okay. 540 views. I did give this a like when I saw it the other day, just so that I wouldn't lose it. But once I saw this, I pretty well remembered it. 17-2 is not bad. So here's the deal, guys. When I made this video, More Console, Dado, Mesashan, Leopold, or Leopard, whatever, not Leopold, Leopard, Glad, Gigs, like, the Planet Destiny guys, the DCP guys, they were not a big deal yet, obviously. Like, Planet Destiny, I want to say Planet Destiny and maybe one or two other podcasts had gotten kind of big because everyone was theorizing about what this new Bungie IP was going to be, because we had gotten a ton of leaks. But this is my buddy Nate. GD, sorry bud, we didn't get that custom map editor. Rumble is Rumble Pit FFA. That was correct. Yeah, of course you saw a lot of these. We were just itching for new info. Subliminal message at 102 from More Console. 102 is when we see Sage pop up. I think. Yeah, gosh, it is so fast. It's like it's maybe 2 frames. But yeah, man. Yeah, man. More Console not only watched the video, gave it a like, and I think subscribed to this channel. He also shared it on his Twitter account, which he only had, I gotta say, like 500 or 600 followers at the time. Whereas like now, if we go to twitter.com/moreconsole, oh, that's not how you spell the word more, Austin. Yikes. I'm not gonna sit here and like pump myself up and say that I would be anywhere near as big as he is now. Part of what gets him this big following is the fact that this has been his name on Twitter for years. Like since D2 came out, before that it was just Destiny. And he's always been More Console, dedicated to covering Destiny 2. A lot of people come and follow him thinking that it's the main Destiny account, which is fine. It's smart. It's very smart. 281,000 followers. Ah, gosh. This has been wild to watch. I don't know what else to say. This was crazy. Oh, let's watch a snippet of another one of my videos. So you saw the Windows Movie Maker one. I had a friend of mine make an actual video intro. So excuse me if this is super loud when it starts. Oh. So again, listen to my voice. I am trying so hard.
Alright, hey guys, it's Mix here again. Today we are going to be talking about the Edge interview with Joseph Staten, Bungie's lead writer and designer for Destiny.
Designer. Listen, designer.
With Joseph Staten, Bungie's lead writer and designer for Destiny. Okay, so the interview's...
I'm trying to speak as low as I can. This was the lowest I could get my voice. And it is so bad. It is so bad. Man, that's rough. That's tough. But designer is so funny to me. That is that accent coming through hard.
Staten, Bungie's
lead writer and designer
for Destiny. With Joseph Staten, Bungie's lead writer and designer for Destiny.
Designer. It's so bad. Oh man. That's good. That's good. That's good fun.
Review starts off.
All right, guys. Well, that's going to be the end of the video today. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to come to my channel, Pfhorbear, and subscribe. Like the video if you like it. We are doing really well right now. I know it's a lot of Halo content on here, and I will continue to do Halo content. But Halo is not the only video I want to do, and I was very clear about that in this video, right up here. in this video up here, the one that's up here above me, that I wanted to cover a pretty wide variety of games, and Destiny is another one of my favorites. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, until next time, be safe and have fun.